Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again. Another video on the Stihl FG2 file guide system. The only other thing that I'd like to say about this is that in the instructions it really doesn't tell you where to put the file. Now the file should be 20% above the tooth, which is what I've got it set to. So if we zoom in there, that's what 20% looks like. And if you have a look under here, you can see a slight little gap. But you can see that you don't lower it right down into the gullet. If you lower that file really deep into the gullet, you won't get your 60-degree angle right up on the point, top plate cutting angle. Now, what I did, and it's a great idea, I marked, this is a brand new tooth, brand new chain. It's never been used. It's a Stihl RS chain, so full chisel. I marked the inside of the tooth with a texture colour. And I just ran the file over at 2 times, and I gave it 5 degrees tilt. Not 10 degrees, 5 degrees. And I found out that it lines up perfectly. So definitely this brand new chain definitely got some tilt in it. And when you put the texture on the inside, you can see that the file will take off the high spots. And the file has taken the high spots on the inside of the tooth and the outside of the tooth. So it's taken it off evenly. So then definitely it's got some tilt in it at manufacture. So the only other thing that I did do, on top of the adjusting knob, I punched some marks in there, but I tend not to use the adjusting knob as a guide. I'd rather use this as a guide. And if you actually look at the tooth, and if we take this out, this is what the tooth looks like. Let me just see if we get around here. That is a beautiful C shape. So that's fine. What we'll do, we'll actually have a look at that tooth in greater detail, and we'll go over what I was talking about before. Okay, so what I want to draw your attention to, you can see that black texture mark there. And I ran the file very lightly over twice, and that was with 5 degrees downward tilt at 30-degree top plate angle. And you can see that it's really just about push the texture off. So that's definitely the angle. That's definitely got 5 degrees tilt on it. As I said, I lightly ran the file over the top. And if that didn't have any tilt, it would have rubbed on one side first. But because it rubbed fairly even, I'm pretty confident that this tooth had 5 degrees tilt brand new. What I did was lay the file in there on the FG2 to get it as best as possible. And that's the profile, look at that. That's as good as what you're going to get. Top plate. That's 30 degrees. So it doesn't get much better than that. That was all black texture, and a lot of the black textures come off. And I really wanted to highlight this part here. You can just see the black texture along here a little bit. It's rubbed off in the corner, and it's also rubbed off over here a little bit as well. Yeah, you can see it really good there. I mean, I can see it a lot better with my eyes. So this brand new RS chain, full chisel, I would definitely say has 5 degrees tilt on it. And I filed that just according to the way that the file sat 20% above the top of the tip of the tooth, and I played around with the tilt, and the file just seemed to lay in there perfect. And as I say, it was 2 passes of the file, and that's what I've got. You can see the black texture in the middle, and you can definitely see over here where the text has been removed, and you can see where it's been removed over this side here. There's just a little bit of black texture there, and one more file pass, it would have removed the whole lot. Remember, the text is microns thin. So yeah. So just make sure that your file is sitting 20% above the tooth. It's something that you're going to have to judge. But typically your profile, your C shape should look a little bit like that. Okay, if we look at the side plate, it's pretty good. There's our 60 degrees. So the tip of it's right on 60 degrees. If you look, remember, it's only the tip because the side plate's in an arc. It's a curve. There's no straight line. But looking at the very, very tip of that side plate, you can see that that's as close as 60 degrees as what you're going to get. Pretty happy about that. It really comes to one conclusion, that if your tooth looks like that nice little C shape, it's pretty spot on. Just remember, avoid bringing your file right down the bottom here. You don't want your file anywhere near down the bottom. Sure, if you're not happy with the gullet and you want to clean it up, you can do that if that's what you feel like. But just remember, you're going to have to guess to keep your file above 20% above the tooth. And if you get one of the file guides, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, the Stihl file guides or the Oregon, they both sell them. That holds your file at 20% above the actual tip of the tooth.